Good afternoon, my name is Christo from Getting Into Prepping. As you know, we're currently busy with a series on water purification or making water drinkable out of a raw source. This water has been collected over the weekend out of an open source pond. So I'm just going through the process of getting that water drinkable. In the first video, I showed you the water filter. Please revert back to that. That is probably the easiest and most convenient way of getting water drinkable in a very quick and short time. So just go and look at that video. And then the second one that we did was actually water purification by chemical means or water tablets. There's also you can just go and watch that video. So today I'm going to discuss the third method of purifying water or making water drinkable. That is by cooking it or boiling it. This is just a standard cup from a military canteen. The military canteen just fits in here. I'm quite sure the old guys would know exactly what I'm talking about, and that comes with a pouch. So I'm just going to use this method today to demonstrate to you how we're going to do that. I'm going to use the same filter that I used for the purification, just by holding it like that. All I need to do is just pour it through here, just to strain the water so that at least I can get most of the bad stuff out of here. I'm just going to do half a cup because I'm actually going to make a cup of coffee out of this. So I've strained the water through the filter. And then I'm just going to use my old trusty, this specific gas stove I've used since late '87. I went on a hiking trail and I actually used this one as my first gas stove that I used, so it's been used quite a while. The actual ignition doesn't work anymore, so I have to use my lighter to get that sorted out. So let me just get this started. And there we go. So I'm just going to put the water on there and boil it. In order to make sure that the water is safe to drink, I'm going to bring it to a boil and then just get it on a rolling boil for at least a minute to a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes, just to make sure that everything is sorted out there. So I'm just going to quickly boil this and then I will be back with you guys. Right, so welcome back. As you can see probably by the steam coming out of the cup, the cup is now, it took about 5 minutes to get to a boiling point. It's been boiling brought to a rolling boil. We'll get there. Rolling boil for about 2 minutes now. So this one is done and dusted and ready. If I wanted to use it as water, I would just let it then now cool down and then drink it. But as I said, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. So I've got my little Jacobs 3-in-1 that is in here. I'm just going to put that off for now and then just pour in my Jacobs and make myself a cup of coffee to drink. So while I'm doing that and getting my cup of coffee ready, I just want to say to you guys that there is always an alternative ways to doing this as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that this thing doesn't fall over, and then I'm just going to use my multi-tool to actually just remove the cup safely from the gas stove, in order to make sure that I don't burn myself. I'm just going to set it down over here, and then I'll get back to that in a few minutes. Just to show that there is alternative ways of doing this as well. I'm just going to make use of a tin that just a normal energy drink tin. I'm just going to quickly, if I have used this in the past as well. If I have to make use of alternative methods. If I don't have anything available, I can use a normal tin for that. So I'm just going to rinse it out. This time I'm not even going to bother with filtering it. I'm just going to take this water as it is, fill it about halfway for the purpose of illustration. That should be enough for just some more for good luck. And then I'm just going to repeat the process as far as the boiling is concerned, and actually let this one go down. Hello, Melisha. Melisha's coming to check on me just to make sure that I don't get lost or something. So I'm just going to light it up again, and then just put the tin on it to just boil the tin, or the water inside the tin, just to prove that it can be done. There is little alternatives if you do not have the equipment available. I can also put this on an open fire, and it will have the exact same effect. I'm just going to use for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to use the same stove as previously. So while that is cooking, I'm going to start enjoying my cup of coffee, and I will be back with you to show the results on this as well. Right, welcome back. As you can see, this has been on a rolling boil for a couple of minutes now as well. I'm just going to have to hold it down because it's starting to do all kinds of funny tricks. But what I'm going to do now, this one I am just going to remove from the gas stove very carefully, and just set it down so that can cool down, and then in a few minutes I will just take a couple of sips from that, just to prove that it is effective as well, and that you can actually utilize that for in an emergency situation where you don't have any equipment available. You just boil the water in a normal tin, and to have that available to have potable water available. So I'm just going to have to wait for that, while Melisha is also chipping in and giving her opinion on this. And in the meantime, I'm just going to have my cup of coffee, and I will be seeing you in a few minutes to test the water as soon as it's cooled down. Yeah, it's been quite a while now, but the water is now sufficiently cooled down that I can actually touch it, and it's drinkable. It's about room temperature. So as you know, it was just water that was poured in here. There was no filtering or anything like that. It was just the raw water that was poured in and brought to a boil. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's got a bit of a muddy taste as expected. You can't expect it to be tap water. It does have a bit of a muddy taste, but drinkable in an emergency situation, and that's what it's all about. So there we go. Right, so that is the video on the boiling of the water as a means of getting it drinkable. It is very important to realize, or to note, that once your water is boiling, let it roll boil for at least 2 minutes. That will kill most of the stuff that's in there. So once you've done that, it shouldn't be a problem, and you should be able to drink it. Like I showed you, even with the water that was untreated, just the normal water out of that we've collected out of the bottle into the little tin, boiling it for the required time, and then even being able to drink that. Although it does taste like mud, there is a bit of a mud taste to it. It is drinkable, it is safe. That would be your third option of treating water. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this series on the 3 videos on the different means of preparing water. So I'm just going to finish up my cup of coffee. I hope that you got something to drink as well. Enjoy. Thank you for spending time with me. I do hope that you've learned something and that you can take something out of these 3 videos. Go back and watch all 3 of them. It's very important to have the 3 methods that I'm currently having or using in my bug out bags, my get home bags. So it's just 3 means of making sure that I've got drinkable water. So practice these skills. Make sure that you are able to do it. Practice beforehand so that you know what it's going to taste like, so that it doesn't come to a shock. Come to you as a shock when you need to do it, and that you are ready and good to go at a moment's notice. So with that said, thank you for spending time once again. I'm going to enjoy my last couple of swipes of my coffee and keep on prepping.